Yeah, sure. That's one way to get value off of it. I can respect that. Hello everyone, welcome back from Top of the Wall. My name is Mason Knopp, and I have another deck for you today. This one is for Fan Friday. This one was requested by Red Space 597. It's a Dimir Reanimator deck, or at least I guess my take on a Dimir Reanimator deck. I tried to keep as close to the list as he recommended as possible, and tried to spruce it up in kind of the way that I would prefer to play with it, and what I would prefer to do when I was playing Reanimator. What are the things that we are actually getting out of the graveyard? We're getting Ulamog's Crusher, one of the biggest creatures in Pauper, and it has some of the best abilities on it. Annihilator 2, not half bad. We also have 3 Muldrifters, an evoke creature that already gives us plenty of value, just as a divination at first, but then can throw itself into the graveyard for us to easily reanimate and turn our Exhumes into 3-for-1s. We get the Muldrifter, we get the 2 cards. It's a great combination together. Then we have Mournwelk. Mournwelk is a 3/3. It's similar to Muldrifter, except it costs 1 more to evoke it, and it makes our opponent discard 2 cards instead. The cards that we're using to actually reanimate everything are just these 4 Exhumes, but we also have the 4 copies of Muddle the Mixture to go tutor out the Exhume, as well as act as a counterspell backup to protect our Exhume and to protect our creatures from any kind of removal. Since we do want to protect our combo, we are using 3 Duress and 4 Last Rites. 4 Last Rites are there as a discard outlet. We can discard any number of cards once this thing resolves, and then Thoughtseize our opponent for each one of those. So we can empty our hand of our finishers and maybe an extra land, maybe an extra card here or there, or maybe some of our Madness cards, and then we get to rip apart our opponent's hand. There's other ways to get our stuff into the graveyard, like the Putrid Imp that we saw last time. Just a 1/1 for 1 that gains flying when we discard a card and has threshold to make itself a little bit bigger, but it can't block as a trade-off. Then we have 3 Careful Studies, which is like a Faithless Looting, but in blue, and it doesn't have flashback. The Ideas Unbound is just 2 mana, and I removed one. Oops. Okay, there it is. It's back. The Ideas Unbound draws us 3 cards, and then at the end of the turn, we discard 3 cards, so we can end up using that time to get through our deck and end up discarding the Madness card again, or discard our finishers or whatever cards that we're not using. The Augur of Bolas is the last cards in our deck that actually churn through it and help us find either the Exhume or the Muddle the Mixture. With 8 virtual copies of Exhume and Muddle the Mixture in the deck, this actually digs pretty well for just going over the top 3 cards. We are really likely to actually see one of these and get value off of this, considering the number of instants and sorceries that we have in the deck. And it's just a really good blocker against any kind of aggro deck or stompy deck. And the last card in the deck that is a Madness card is Dark Withering. We can discard it and pay 1 black to cast it as we discard it, and we get to Doomblade target creature. And now for the mana base, we have 4 islands and we have 3 swamps. We are a little bit heavier in blue. Don't get me wrong, we have more black cards, but the blue cards that we have, they actually do require double blue, so we are looking to get untapped blue sources more often than black. We also have the Scurry here. It's similar to the Peatbog that you may have seen in the previous Reanimator deck, and this is actually the card in the Tinker Toys deck that allows us to tap for double blue instead of double black in exchange for removing depletion counters and eventually getting rid of it. Dimir Aqueduct can reset it, as well as help us make our land drops. The Evolving Wilds is a card that will just tutor and fix us, as well as thinning the deck. And now for the sideboard, the things that we're afraid of. We have a Shrivel and a Nausea here, specifically for elves and tokens, headed right their way, because they can actually just swing out around our creatures and outrace us. And we have 2 Kneel Spellbombs here for fighting opposing graveyards, as well as cycling themselves once we've activated them. We have Chainer's Edicts to fight through Boggles. Just a nice Edict effect. It gets around that hexproof. To protect our combo, we actually have 2 Dispels here to act as 1-cost counterspells to specifically target other counterspells, as well as Lightning Bolts in case we're against burn. And we also have these Hydroblast here, which can rip apart any kind of red strategy and just poke holes in our opponent's red spells. Now, for the Stompy matchups, we have these Denrova Horrors to actually help act as a catch-up mechanic for us, because throwing a 4/4 down on the battlefield and returning one of our opponent's creatures to their hand and making them discard it is actually a decent way to catch up in the game and get a good blocker into play. The Gorgon Recluse is a madness creature that we can end up paying just 2 black mana for a 2/4 with pseudo Death Touch. Let's get into that gameplay. Alright, and we have our first opponent. Let's see who it is. Dr. Insano BR. Nice. And I'm guessing they decided to go first. Yep, we lost the dice roll. Alright. We have Discard Outlook, we have Exhume, we have one of our Evoke creatures. Yeah, I think I'll keep this. Don't play Mountain and Bolt our face. Don't play... Okay, Snow-covered Island. Sure. Alright, there's Ulamog's Crusher. Oh, come on up. There we go. And we'll pass turn. What's that? Oh, they cycle. Sure. I wonder if that's like a bug or something. Augur of Bolas. I think we'll crack in response. Alright, I don't think any of their burn spells are going to be big enough to deal with Ulamog's Crusher. Oh, they have Snap? No. Oh, they have Snap. Well. We do have double Exhume. Okay, you can snap the Putrid Imp. That is acceptable. And we'll return the Swamp. There we go. Fairy Seer? Yeah, sure. Not that we can do anything about it. But it's nice that they asked. They're scrying to... Hold on, let's see at the bottom of this. Oh, they keep one on top, put one on bottom. Augur Bolas. They found instant or sorcery that they probably wanted. Oh, they found counterspell? Oh. Okay. Well, let's see here. We can discard Ulamog's Crusher, Dark Withering, shoot an Augur, shoot an Augur, and Exhume Ulamog's Crusher. They might snap it back to hand, but we can discard it again and Exhume it again. I'm not sure if that's enough. Let's go and just discard the Ulamog's Crusher anyway. Yeah. Exhume. There we go. We shall not be blocking. We can just hold up this Dark Withering. They're likely going to try to snap it. Yep, they try to snap it. Discard Dark Withering. Why does it say no? Oh, okay. I have to put it on the stack, physically. We'll let that all resolve. They're probably going to be a little bit more wary of what's going on if they weren't already. Scred. We'll be discarding Ulamog's Crusher once again. Okay, if we draw untapped source, or any source, we can wait to Mournwelk. Mournwelk. Force them to discard 2. Or we could Last Rites. That's an option. I'm wondering if we can just kind of force their hand and make us make them use that counterspell on Last Rites instead of our next Exhume. Yeah. I'm willing to pitch Ideas Unbound and Mournwelk to it. I mean, either we get to remove the counterspell forcefully from their hand, or they... Okay. Yeah, they chose correctly. Yeah. Just those two. Alright, counterspell. I see they have another fairy. I think it might just be better to move the fairies. I know, I just removed those. So they have Ninja Deep Hours and Accumulated Knowledge. Sure. they're gonna end up spending mana to... Okay, they cast the accumulated knowledge now. Yeah, sure. And then they ninja. Or not ninja. They have 2 cards in hand. They're about to use 1. Alright, it's the ninja. They likely don't have counterspell with only 1 blue mana up. I think we're pretty safe. Our path is clear for a moment to start getting in, and they're probably going to wasteland themselves. Or strip themselves to the Annihilator. They don't want to pass the turn. They know that they can't stop the other Exhume. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Sweet. Oh, cool. An Evolving Wilds. Great, our 4th mana source. It's exactly what we wanted. Okay, you can fetch. And we shall... Hold on. Yeah, we'll just take the Ulamog's Crusher. Oh yeah, and they chose their Augur of Bolas. Sure. They got another counterspell. Alright. They're staring down this Crusher with, oh god, 5 cards in hand now? Sure. Another Augur of Bolas. And they have 1 counterspell. They are likely playing Skred as their primary way of removing cards. Okay, they found Accumulated Knowledge. Counterspell, Accumulated Knowledge. There goes land. Another Augur, okay. Are you prepared to start sacrificing some of those Augurs? Alright, they get Brainstorm. I will crack. I'll go get 1 blue. Well, 1 colorless island. If you'd like, you may swing in with the fairy. I do not wish to stop you. Crusher has better things to crush. Oh. Okay. Oh, this seems just fine. Let's attack first. Then we'll see what we want to do. Yes, we would attack. Attacking, punching, and then we might seal the deal with Mournwelk. Yeah, you know what? I probably should have done that first while their graveyard didn't have creatures. They had Spellstutter Sprite. Oh well. Oh, and they sacrificed the Fairy Seer? Sure. Great. I think we'll Mournwelk here. Alright, Mournwelk. Coming out. Rip apart our opponent's hand. And give them a very threatening 3/3 to deal with. Ooh, another Accumulated Knowledge. Another one. Alright, I'm guessing they discard the Brainstorm and 1 other card. They also have Counterspell. What they discard? Okay, Counterspell and 1 Accumulated Knowledge? Well, I guess they can, you know, use the other Accumulated Knowledge, draw. So, just Accumulated Knowledge, Brainstorm, and... Yep, there's the Accumulated Knowledge. Digging for response. I'm guessing they're looking for Snap. Oh, Echoing Truth? Alright, sure. Well, we have Ideas Unbound. I suppose getting in wouldn't hurt first. They have 5 coming back my way. Might not be worth it to attack. We are a bit on the defense here. Yeah, worth it. I'm going in. They don't block. Go down to 9. We cast Ideas Unbound with 2 black mana. Oh, do they counter that? Counterspell. They had another one. Alright. Have your fun. Sure, 5. Go down to 8. Draw the card. Sure. How many counter spells are in your graveyard? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright, and they only have 0 fairies on the battlefield, so Spellstutter Sprite does not do it. There's Mystic Sanctuary. What do they put back on top? They put back Echoing Truth. Of course. Well, let's hope to hit with Careful Study. Ah, Duress. That's a pretty good hit. I will choose to discard Crusher and Dark Withering. I will resolve Dark Withering's ability for Madness. Cast, get rid of Ninja. Paying the black. And I think we will just take a quick peek. Just take a quick gander. Oh, they do have Spellstutter Sprite. It was waiting in hand because they had nothing to do with it otherwise. Of course. Probably drew that recently. Attacking. Nah. Let's leave Mournwelk on defense. Probably better there. There's Echoing Decay, and they get in for 4 damage. We untap. We can make them discard 2 cards. I don't think that gets us back into the game. Ninja. Alright, 5. Down to 3, and then they can just start recklessly swinging. Alright, yeah, I think they have it. They have it. Even if we put a creature into play next turn, they'll still have enough attackers to go around and kill us. So I'm going to go ahead and concede. Let's see. The 2 Dispels are good. Their Bolts and their Screds are not really too relevant. I don't think that they're actually playing a whole lot of Bolts. I think they're just going for Screds. So let's see. The Edicts, probably no. Neil Spellbombs, probably yes. Do we actually care much for their creatures? I don't think their creatures are a very big threat to us for the most part. At least, well, they aren't initially. And we can just outsize them very, very fast. I mean, maybe Ninja. Maybe Ninja. Ninja's probably the one creature that I would like to actually remove with Dark Withering. That I'd be willing to. And we probably don't want to remove it too badly because we do want to exhume. So there's a little bit of a sequencing issue with that. Whereas with just like something, say, Burning Tree Emissary, the Burning Tree Emissary getting exhumed is, yeah, whatever. We get 8/8 or 3/3 that makes them discard 2. And, hello. Well. Is this worth keeping? We do get Careful Study and Scurry, which can get somewhere. Yeah. Let's go ahead and keep this one. It allows me to get Crusher in yard and dig a little, finding the other lands. Fingers crossed. Other lands. Oh, our opponent hasn't said hi back. Oh, right. Ninjas are silent. Okay, they're back. Alright, they begin with Preordain. Alright, we found other land. I think Neil Spellbomb and Careful Study now. Actually, I'm going to preemptively crack this one. Yep. There we go. Neil Spellbomb. Proof 1. Careful Study. Discard 2 cards. Well, how about 2 Crushers? Seems just fine. I'm willing to preemptively cycle 1 Neil Spellbomb. Just to get the extra draw. I don't know if destroying our opponent's hand on turn 3 is exactly what would we be doing if we made them discard 2 cards. Okay, so they're holding up Counterspell or Spellsetter Sprite or something. Oh god, just in time. We just drew it off the top. Alright, Swamp. There's a Black Source. Do we offer up Putrid Imp as a little prize for having Spellstutter Sprite? Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that they have Counterspell or Deprive. I don't know how many that they're running. I know that I did see 3 Counterspells last game. I'll pass it to them. Alright, accumulated knowledge. Sure. Get a 1-for-1. Okay, that's better. What did you go get? Is it mountain? I bet it's mountain. Yep. They play it. So I just have to worry about Spellstutter Sprite. And Snap. And Echoing Truth. I don't know how many of each that they have in their deck. I know that they have at least 1 of each. They may have 2. This is a testing match, so they might be testing out 1 and 1 just to see how good each one does. All right. I'm willing to bet that they're not playing Prohibit. Let's go ahead and Exhume. Oh, you choose to spread that? Yeah, sure. And we get a nice Crusher all to ourselves. By the way, if you guys ever have like a harder time seeing or an issue with the video, just let me know in the comments down below. I am trying to make changes to make things a little bit better here and there. As time goes on, I would like to increase the quality of my content. Oh, they're thinking hard. They've been thinking for like a minute solid here. I know I'm one to talk, but I think that they're just wondering how to deal with Ulamog's Crusher. Because if they don't deal with it now properly, we will take 2 of their lands, and they will not recover. Guessing that they don't have Snap or Echoing Truth. Guessing that that is not incredibly important. Okay. What was that? Yeah, they played Island. They played Curfew. Oh, okay. Their answer for Boggles. Dang it, they got it. Can Careful Study again next turn. Alright, Preordain. Sure. Enter this on our next turn to recover. I think we might just Careful Study. And preemptively just eat their graveyard to deal with accumulated knowledge. Yeah. Or we could Morning Welk. We could just Morning Welk right now. We do have another Scurry. They might be holding up accumulated knowledge. Or, I don't think that they have another bounce spell. But hey, we might be able to pressure them. Yeah, they have accumulated knowledge in their hand. They're probably going to do it in response. Yep. Yep. Alright, well, on the bright side, if we... Okay, that's not quite it, but sure. Too bad. Okay, Careful Study. I don't think I want to muddle the mixture. We do have a virtual copy. Oh, okay. Hello, Exhume. Cards to discard. Right. This one? And, gosh, yeah, discard another Crusher. That'd be great. And... Dang it, we didn't get another black source. Dang it. Aw, jeez. Fine. Well, we'll just be playing the Scurry. I think just past the turn. God, how many Crushers is it? Yeah, we got 3 of our Crushers. Alright, Fairy Seer comes in. They scry. Enter the battlefield, they scry 2. Oh, it didn't immediately go to their scry, right. I have to allow the ability to resolve. We can at least hold up Muddle. Not that it means much. We'd rather tutor for another one of these Exhumes. Huh. Let's go ahead and Exhume. Getting back a Crusher. And holding up Muddle the Mixture as protection. Spellstutter Sprite. That is Spellstutter Sprite. We might not be able to counter that one in particular, unfortunately. We can go Muddle to go get another Exhume. There's that's weird. Windows sent me a message over here that you guys couldn't see, letting me know how to record video. I think we should just go ahead and play Neil Spellbomb, Muddle the Mixture. Maybe we put in Augur Bolas. Yeah, let's Neil Spellbomb. Bang one and Transmutate. Transmute. Go get another Exhume. I don't think that they have double counterspell up. They might have. Add it. They've already seen 18 cards of the deck. 19. Now 21 cards in their deck. Alright, they put one on top, one on bottom. Choose to draw the one. Alright, you can go ahead and get us. Ninja Depower. Alright, alright. And there's an Ulamog's Crusher. How nice. Well, let's test one more time, or should we just wait for... What do we have? Oh, yeah. They know that we have that one. We might want to wait for Dispel. I'm going to Augur a Bolas, or... Yeah, I'll Augur a Bolas. I'm not going to Exhume this turn. Do they blow another counterspell? Oh, yeah, that's right. Spell Stutter Sprite. Either way, it was better for them to get rid of this. I don't know why that doesn't come up in their revealed card section. I guess it has to have the exact words revealed somewhere in a text. Because I keep looking to this little icon over here and just going, I don't know anything in their hand. Even though that I've literally just seen Spell Stutter Sprite. Alright, Ninja, got it. Alright, Fairy Seer. It would appear that they may have... okay, they may have not found anything exactly then that they wanted. They're probably looking for more counter spells and bounce spells. I'll go ahead and try Exhuming right now. Do they not have it? Oh, they're gonna... they must be waiting to bounce it, I guess. Alright. Did it let it go? They found another curfew. Yeah. Yep. Alright, not bad. They're swinging for damage. They're gonna Ninja again. Here. Alright. Spell Stutter Sprite goes back to hand. So we have to go through another counterspell. And... alright, Preordain. Sure. Top or bottom? Oh, they like both of them. One of them was probably that island. Fairy Seer. Increase the fairy count up to 3. Ooh, Last Rites. I don't suppose that they'd let me use this. Cancel that. I don't think that we can get through that. Yep, they're holding up Spell Stutter Sprite. We have gone through 1 Muddle and 3 Exhumes. Yeah, I don't think that we have it. And they've drawn almost half of their library in cards. We've seen 2 bounce spells, 1 counter spell, which was the spell stutter sprite. I don't think that we can get through this. Yep, time to concede. Alright, we go second. Well, we got more mana. That's always nice. Our Bolas, Morningwelk, Mornwelk. Sure, keep. We have blocker and okay, it's affinity. Well, the good thing about affinity is it is not the fastest deck, but it is a deck that does very consistently come through with its threats. Evolving Wilds now. Actually, Scurry now. And then we will Augur Bolas next turn with Evolving Wilds. Getting ourselves Black Source and... Alright, Frogmite. Ah, they're playing Frogmite in this one. A lot of them don't play Frogmite. Okay, if we get Evolving Wilds, get Black Source. We'll crack this now to increase our odds with Augur. We'll get the 1 Black Source. And this isn't a half bad creature to block. Go ahead, use that. We whiff. Any order on bottom. Sure. We'll pass. That's not a healthy sign. I'm surprised no baubles or anything. Really, no baubles. Sure. Well, in that case, I think it might be time for Morningwelk, and might want to be able to cut away some of the cards in their hand, and then cast Exhume next turn. Cut away the remaining ones. Alright, what you got? Leaving them empty-handed on turn 4 with only 2 threats on board is not half bad. Let's see those beauties. Ooh, Thought Cast and Perilous Research. That's okay, I don't need to attack. Let's hope that it's 2 stranded off-color threats. Ah, it's Atog. Well, they have a low artifact count right now. So, yeah, guess Atog's fine. I'm glad that they didn't know that we were on on Reanimator. They would probably have thrown Mirror Enforcer into the graveyard, or whatever creature stranded in their hand right now. Then, then wait for us to reanimate, and then bring that back. Thank goodness that they didn't. We'll exhume. Excuse us. Surprise. Looking it over carefully, scratching head, going, oh, okay. 2 mana, make a 3/3, make you discard 2 cards. Oh, yeah, sure. That's one way to get value off of it. I can respect that. They Galvanic Blasted. All right. What are your remaining cards? Oh, more Thoughtcast, Perilous Research. Ooh, bunch of stranded cards. Now they're just left to top deck. Okay. And let's play Evolving Wilds. I'm gonna crack Evolving Wilds now. Just go get another island. We'll pass the turn to them. And once it's back to our turn, we start careful studying. Yeah, star, sure. And then they're gonna Desperation crack star. Green for Carapace, sure. Oh, I wanted to hit always on that. Darn you, MTGO, get back here. But they find another land. You know, I am fine with you getting in with that Atog and sacrificing stuff. Yeah. Block. If you'd like to sacrifice something, go ahead. I'm willing. Duress, you're here at the wrong time. Oh well. Let's tap Dimir Aqueduct. Always yield to that. Return this island. And then careful study with the mana. Ooh. Things we want to discard. Let's see here. Dang, I would actually really like an Ulamog's Crusher here instead of this. Do we just go and tutor for Ideas Unbound with Muddle the Mixture? We'll discard that one, and we'll discard Duress, because those don't do anything right now. I mean, the value of the Mournwelk is just to get them empty-handed and act as a 3-for-1 for just 2 mana. Oh wait, yeah, that's right, I was supposed to block. Whoops. Whoops. Well, actually, yo, if they do sacrifice a bunch of permanents to make this thing huge and then not kill me with it, that's also kind of fine. Hey! Hey, you! You're, looking good. Dang it, we don't have, another Scurry off the top. Well, we do see a card in their hand. I think we want to muddle the mixture. Go get Ideas Unbound. And next turn, Ideas Unbound. God, that's still really slow. Yeah, I'm gonna cast this with Evoke. Target myself. Get rid of Muddle and Ulamog. I probably should have left Scurry in there. Sure, the Evoke ability goes. I just looked at the chat and our opponent said insane. And alright. Alright. You can Timur Battle Rage that. Sure. Sure. I see. That was the card in hand for them. We'll go to discard these two. I think that they, I don't think that they realized that we were doing it to make ourselves discard reanimation targets. Which is something that they do with, God, what was the, very specific... I don't think you can target yourself with Unmask, right? Yeah, you can target yourself with Unmask. You unmask yourself turn 1, and then reanimate reanimate Gristlebrand. Alright, you get in. And this is... Ooh, yeah, I guess I have to block that. It's actually quite threatening. If you would like to pump that, that is fine. I'll let you do that. I'm glad that they Timur Battle Raged. They probably could have killed me, actually. Thinking about it. Oh, there's Mirror Enforcer? Sure. Sure. Let's see, what do they have in here? No creatures. Still a great sign. I don't want a careful study yet. I think I'd rather just go ahead and straight up exhume. Yep, getting more value off the Frogmite. Sure. Perfectly fine. We'll take Ulamog's Pressure here. We'll take Frogmite. Gotta get some value. We'll pass. I'm gonna tell them to get some value, to get the value. Now, that ATOG, I believe that can get up to 9 power. Well, actually, 13 power if it goes unblocked. So I kind of need to block that. And I'm actually willing to definitely trade this for ATOG plus a bunch of artifacts. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Alright. Time to block. I'm not blocking these two. Alright, what's that? Is that 4 mana? Oh, okay, you're just gonna float it. Make ATOG huge. Trade with this. Sure. Yup. So we got to take away. We annihilated them for 2 mana, technically. Not bad. um. Oh, they flame. Ah, they got it. They're unlikely draw the one of in their deck. They got it. They got it. Sure. Question: Gorgon Recluse. Decent-ish. Maybe. God, Gorgon Recluse here might be all right. Yeah, I think I'll board in the Gorgon Recluses as discard stuff for Last Rites, Unbound, and Putrid Imp. And Careful Study, of course. At least remove a few cards. We might want the Dispels. I presume that they're bringing in Pyroblast. So having the Dispels against... Well, actually... Having a couple Hydroblast to fight their Pyroblast. It's not a bad idea. One Last Rites might be a little slow. The Duresses aren't going to hit too many important cards. They will tell us what's going on, but they won't hit very many important cards. Like, we care about their creatures, not about their non-creature spells. Don't get me wrong, Galvanic Blast is still a powerhouse, but it is not the greatest thing in the universe. These Mournwelks might come out for Dinrova Horrors. It's at least a threat that can trade with a Mirror Enforcer. Yeah, and as well as catch up. Augur Bolas, yeah, you're good there. Dark Withering, that always works. One Gorgon Recluse. I'll run it back like this. I don't think that they have anything besides Relic of Progenitus to deal with our graveyard. Okay, we have 2 lands. Get any color. Can exhume. We cannot discard. Might be able to. We can get down Augur Bolas. We can likely later evoke Muldrifter. Yeah, keep it. It's not great. The mulligan down to 6. We do have the one Hydroblast to fight Atog and fling nonsense. Just gotta remember to not let them have up mana when we go to Hydroblast Atog. Evolving Wilds. And then pass. Seed of the Cyanod. Sure. Oh wait, hold on. No, dang it. I pressed both 1 and 2 at the exact same time. Yeah, it's just fine. It's fine. Get Swamp. Get Island. And then we'll just pass. That was probably not devastating. We weren't going to play anything that turn anyway. But still rather annoying. Alright, that one purposely meant to press 2. I pressed the right number that time. Okay, Last Rites. Augur Bolas. Go digging. This time don't whiff. We thinned our deck. Oh. Alright. We didn't get the discard outlet that we wanted, but we did get double exhume. Yeah. We got something. That works out. By the way, let me know your opinion of Thought Scour down in the comments below. I'm wondering whether or not to put in Thought Scour over Augur Bolas, because although Thought Scour does not find us exhume as well as Augur or Muddle the Mixture, for that matter, it does find us. It does get some stuff into the graveyard. So we can end up getting a lot of stuff in there. Oh, okay, so Scurry. And then we take our ouchies. Sure. Well, I'm probably not going to attack. Alright, next turn, last rights. Discard. Ulamog's Crusher, discard. Probably muddle the mixture. Perilous Research? Yeah, sure. Oh, I kind of like this art. It's an old guy, just fumbling around a bunch of scrolls. Oh yeah, sure. Chromatic Star. I'm gonna go and block that Flare Husk. Remove the body from it. It does slow them down if they want to attach this to Frogbite, increase this thing's power. It'll cost them 2 mana to get that power back on board. Oh, that's Relic of Progenitus? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, that's... We need a Putrid Imp. Or we could take another Maul Drifter. 4 cards in hand. We can Thoughtseize the hell out of them. Yeah, let's Thoughtseize the hell out of them. Alright. Now, you don't have anything. You don't have any counter spells. I'll pitch Muddle, Maul Drifter. I won't do Crusher. I will get at least half the cards in their hand. Oh. Oh, maybe I should have. Ah. Double Atog. Great. I'm not sure what to choose here. We might just want to take Gear Seeker Serpent. I don't want to give them and a Thoughtcast. I don't think that I want to give them free Atogs. I'd rather make them like pay for the Atog. And we do have 1 Hydroblast. Alright, 4 is coming in. Atog is probably coming down. Just gotta remember to hold up mana for it. There's the Atog coming down. They have 1 unknown card, 1 Atog. We will definitely shoot that Atog. Block Frogmite. Take some damage. Dinner of a Horror. Nice. Undo that one. Mole Drifter. Cast with Evoke. Another Dinner of a Horror. And last rights. Yeesh. Okay. Well, if the Atog tries to make any moves, just shoot the Atog. They start using the Relic. We'll start getting rid of Evolving Wilds. I'm not sure why they didn't use that before. Well, I just messed up. Forgot about it. Alright, there's Flare Husk on there. I'm kind of forced to block the Atog. Okay, we didn't see Fling, and there's a good chance that they don't have it. Should we risk it all? Go to block Mirror Enforcer, let them pump Atog a bunch, and then in response, Hydroblast Atog? Alright, yacht, I'm having a bad game. I'm gonna risk it all. I'm gonna risk it all. And then misclick. Really? They just choose not to kill... Did they just choose not to kill me? Okay, they chose not to kill me. Sure. Yeah. That happened. Great. I think I'm just going to Exhume and Maul Drifter. The game is pretty much over, but... Yep. At least I can force them to pop that. I don't think that they're, don't think that they're actually trying to kill me all that hard in their defense. Great Furnace for them, and they move to attacks. Then they pump and kill me this time, or are they just gonna bring me down to 2 for fun? Okay, they do it this time. They do it this time. I probably could have lived this turn if I just shot that with the Hydro Blast anyway. Yeah. Well. Yeah, that second game with Affinity was my fault there. I was planning to let them try to kill me with the ATOG, and then they just simply chose not to. I ended up kind of being taken aback by that for just a second. I'm like, yeah, okay. Didn't die, and then I didn't think to use the Hydro Blast anyway and get rid of the ATOG. I don't think that they were trying all that hard to kill us in the first place. Oh well, all right. It didn't matter. I enjoyed actually playing this deck. I enjoyed making them empty-handed on turn 3 or 4 and having them call the deck insane. That's fine. That's fine. We just have to get some interesting looks. We don't have to actually win. And as always, the link for the deck is down in the description below. I have a big list of maybe cards in the tap.net deck list. There's a big section of maybe cards that I thought about putting in here, and I tried to go like splash black and then go more heavily into blue and rely on madness mechanics and be much more controlling about it. I didn't really like it initially because it felt like we were trying to get this 2-card combo to work and then try really, really hard to protect Ulamog's Crusher. And everything was on Ulamog's Crusher to perform and do all the work, while our removal spells would just sort of throw off our opponent just long enough to barely get through. It didn't seem to work for me. Maybe other people can find better luck with it, but it just wasn't working out. If I try this deck again, I'm probably going to try Waterfront Bouncer. Yeah, Waterfront Bouncer. That one on screen there that I probably misnamed. But if anything, it turns out that these evoke creatures are really awesome in any kind of Reanimator deck. I'm all for putting in Mauldrifters into a Reanimator deck and trying to go for 3-for-1s for just 2 mana instead of having to pay the 4. Well, 4 and a blue. I still like Last Rites. Not so sure about Duress in the same deck as a Morningwelk deck and Last Rites, because I don't want to have to compete between Morningwelk and Last Rites for how we're going to make them discard, because their value is making the opponent discard. So if we have too many of them, some of them aren't getting enough value. Might want to reduce the number of Last Rites or reduce some of these Duresses and let these cards do more of the work. Otherwise, they did absolutely fantastic. I loved playing with these things. I wish we could have been a little bit faster with Ulamog's Crusher. I don't think we were enough in any one category or another where we were trying to control our opponent enough or we were trying to race our opponent enough. I think we were in that middle spot that was weird and awkward, and we could have done better. Augur Bolas is fine though for finding stuff. It did keep quite a few creatures off of our back and did save us a lot over the course of those games. You know, actually, quick thought. I think one way to solve this problem of having too many discard cards in the deck is to probably cut one of the Last Rites, add 1 Ideas in Abound, and try to see if there's a way to get more of these blue discard cards like, yes, Careful Study, and try to see if we can just get more, just try to fill in 1 more Careful Study, because the value of Careful Study is the looting part. So we may actually want to actually go down 1 of these, go up the 1 Careful Study. I was probably wrong to take out even 1 Careful Study. Might be better to leave that in. Next time I'm going to be trying Abzan Reanimator instead, and probably going for more of a toolboxy thing. Maybe try more Evoke creatures, see what else is out there for Evoke, and use Exhume specifically just to have a bunch of options for creatures in the graveyard rather than going all out and trying to win with Ulamog's Crusher. Also, let me know what you would do differently with the sideboard. I thought the sideboard was actually pretty good, but unfortunately the whole of the deck was not so great. The Dinrova Horrors, if we had actually had Discard Outlet and had properly thrown them into the graveyard, we probably could have gotten some good value out of them. It probably would have helped out a lot, but unfortunately we did not, so we didn't get the chance. Well, that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a comment below for what you would like to see next time for Fan Friday, where you can leave any recommended deck, and I will try to build a deck for that, or I will try to play a deck that is recommended to me and try to get to it on Friday. Or actually, there's 7 days in a week, so probably it'll come a little bit more frequently than that. And if you like Commander gameplay and other formats, I was thinking of expanding out into those once I get to 1,000 subscribers. YouTube will actually start providing me money, so that way I can actually go out and start spending money on Commander staples. Right now on MTGO, it feels like some of the Commander cards are more expensive than some of the paper ones, which I felt was a little ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, it's not like Force of Will is actually more expensive than the Force of Wills in real life, but at half the cost, it feels like it shouldn't be there. I don't feel like paying anything more than like $1 for Soul Ring when there's been dozens of reprintings of Soul Ring is really necessary, especially online. Online Soul Rings, there's literally infinite number of Soul Rings that they could make, and there's tons of Soul Rings. There should be like 2-cent Soul Ring. It's so common, and you only can play it in like a couple of formats. You can't play it in Legacy. You can play only one in Vintage at a time, and it's really just for Commander. Once I get to 1,000 subs, I will stop asking for them. Until then, consider subscribing. Thank you for watching and coming in for that face touch.